Hello and welcome to my Paper Pumpkin alternate class. If you are with me for the very first time, Paper Pumpkin is a subscription of cards that is mailed directly to your home. Everything that you will need to make cards will be included in the kit. Last week we created 3 cards that were actually in the kit. It was Thinking of You and the I'll Always Be Here for You. And then the last one, Sorry for Your Loss. And the kit came with all of the dies, the inking spot, the actual stamps, as well as any dimensionals or dots that you might need to create cards. This kit actually came with, I believe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards. This kit was called Bouquet of Hope, and very pretty colors, very pretty colors. So I'm going to put last week's cards. These were the cards that actually came with the kit up here at the top. And before we get started on today's kit, I am going to very quickly show you what March's kit will be. All right. It is going to be Here's to You. Now, ordering for this kit is from February 11th to March 10th. So you only have 9 more days if you would like this next kit to come to your door. The kit that I'm going to do alternate cards to today, unfortunately, is no longer available. But if you do have the kit and you want to make an alternate card using your kit, then I hope you enjoy what I have prepared for you. March's kit comes with, let's find out here. Let me look in my notes real quick. It is going to come with 8 cards, 4 of each, 2 designs, and the coordinating envelopes. And these envelopes are absolutely beautiful. Let me zoom in so you can see them. So pretty. They're down here at the bottom. Something special that's going to come in this kit is going to be some stencils. So we'll be able to do a little bit of extra with our alternates because we are going to get free stencils with this kit. So I'm excited. It looks like the coordinating colors are going to be Bumblebee, Calypso Coral, Old Olive, Petal Pink, Pretty Peacock, and Seaside Spray. And those are the colors in our Stampin' Blends as well as our cardstock that would match anything in these cards. If you have those colors of cardstock at home, then you will definitely be able to use them with this next March kit. If you don't and you would like to order from them, you can go to my website at www.harvestlanecraftgeek.com. Okay, so that's really kind of all I have. If you are a current Paper Pumpkins subscriber, you got an email last week kind of telling a little bit about this kit. If you are not a current Paper Pumpkin subscriber and you would like to do that, you can subscribe in many different ways. You can do a month at a time. You can do 3 months at a time, 6 months, or 12 months. The nice thing about Paper Pumpkin is you can cancel it at any time and you can pay as you go. Shipping is included in the price. And so the prices of our Paper Pumpkin, $21 for US for 1 month subscription. If you're going to buy a 3-month subscription, it's going to be $36. And again, shipping is included. 6 month will be $114 and 12 month will be $220. So if you're interested in just a 1 month subscription just to try out Paper Pumpkin, I encourage you to go to my website and I have a link that says Paper Pumpkin. And then once you go into that link, you can join Paper Pumpkin. It'll take you right where you need to be. Okay, one more thing. If you're new to Paper Pumpkin and you're thinking, oh my goodness, like, how am I going to do this? You are going to get a welcome kit. And in that welcome kit comes a Stampin' Block that you will use for your stamps. So you will not need anything extra to make with this kit if you do not want to. And so that's what I'm going to show you today. I have only used the products that came in the Paper Pumpkin kit to create my cards. So let's get to it and let me show you how I did it. All right, my first card, I'm just going to put it together with you. This is what I did. I took a die cut, one of the die cuts that came in February's kit. I also put a sentiment tag that came in February's kit, and I stamped it with my ink pad, Mossy Meadow, and my stamp that says, not sure where I stuck my stamps. Oh, here they are. It says, sorry, or I'll always be here for you. So I'll just kind of move that up so you can see. Looks like we have a glare today on the screen. So let's just kind of move the lighting a little bit. Oh, much better, much better. All right, I'll be here for you is what I did on that tag. And again, I used my Mossy Meadow and I used my Paper Pumpkin stamp block and my actual stamp. Then I grabbed out one of the little dies also. So I had the big die, the little die. Then I took one of the actual cards that came in the package, and on the score line right here, I cut my card right on the score line. I didn't fold my card, I cut my card on the score line. And that gave me this sheet right here. Now, I didn't measure exactly, I just cut just a little bit to the left of that score line, okay? Then I took one of the envelopes that came with the kit, and I'm trying to find it real quick. And I gently use my, I use my cutting board, my paper trimmer, but you could also use your scissors, and I just cut the pink area out of my envelope. And so if you look down there, you pretty much get a nice big sheet. And I am going to use that inside of my card as my DSP, my designer series paper. And then I took this sheet right here that I got from the envelope, and I cut it at 5 1 3/4. 5 1 3/4. And that is going to fit very nicely right here on my card. Then I am going to take my sentiment tag and I am going to stick that right here. And then we are going to take this die cut, and sorry, my nails are not sliding very good. We're going to put this right here. And then our final die, we're going to take right here and put right here on the corner. Now, as I put this together, let me kind of tell you my thought process on this. This isn't a card that you would open up. This is more kind of like a postcard, right? I'm going to grab my silicone sheet so I don't run anything on here. And I'm just using it. I'm going to zoom back out so you can kind of see what I'm doing while I'm talking. Oops, have to turn it the right way. So, I decided this was going to kind of be more like a postcard, although I will have to put it in an envelope to use it. But the back of this is white. So I thought this was a nice place that you could write a short note and sign your name on the card. I didn't feel like it needed to be a card that you actually opened up. So I'm just taking the piece that I cut and just kind of making sure all of my margins look good and popping this down. And remember, our stamp and seal is very sticky, so make sure that when you're using it and you are putting down your paper or your dies, that you are putting them where they want them to go, because it's very hard to pick them back up. And then I'm just going to put my sentiment right here. And then I'll take my little die that came with it. Now, I'm actually using my stamp and seal. This would be extra. This does not come with the kit. What does come with the kit are glue dots, and these are what we will use to put the rest of this down with, because I want you to see that you can use absolutely everything that comes with the kit. You do not need anything extra. The only other thing that I need are my Stampin' Dimensionals that came with my kit. And I'm going to use these to pop up my bouquet of flowers here, which in this case would be your bouquet of hope. Ooh. And the nice thing is Stampin' Up! Provides a lot of dimensionals and glue dots and embellishments that you can use to make all your cards. It's really nice. That way you can make alternate cards like this if you want. And I'm just going to stick that there. And I have my first alternate card. All right, let's do our next one. This card, I took just the regular card and I scored it on the score line that Stampin' Up! And Paper Pumpkin provided for me. I'm going to use my bone folder and just varnish it down. And then I am going to turn my paper like this. All right, so with the second side of the card that I did not use, I'm just going to trim off this score line on the other side. Then I took my paper trimmer or my scissors, and of course you could use a ruler, and I made a square that was 3 by 3. And then I rotated that square and I cut from corner to corner and I made 2 triangles. One of my triangles is going to go here and the other here. So let's go ahead and use our glue dots and put down our triangles. The tool that I am using right here is called a Take Pick tool, and it just helps me pick up those glue dots. Definitely you could do that with the end of your scissor snips, or maybe the tweezers. I use tweezers a lot in here and stuff that I do to help me grab things. I have a hard time sometimes with my hands being able to grab things. And then I'm going to take my other side and I'm just going to use my dots again and put these on 3 corners and then peel them up. If you were thinking of ordering the Paper Pumpkin kit, I think if I had to recommend anything additional that you might want to get, it would be maybe the Take Pick tool, or definitely our Stamp and Seal Plus. Those would be the 2 things that I would say might come in handy that would help you with your creation. Definitely You could use paper snips. The other thing maybe would be our paper trimmer. So I just put my corners down. Then I took a piece of the beautiful vellum that came in the kit, right here, this vellum, and I used my paper trimmer, and I came here to the edge, and I just cut right down on the edge of the foils. And once I got finished, I had an open piece like this. And I want to keep this because I might be able to use it for another card. So I put that back in my box. And I had a square piece of vellum that came out, and I stamped my sentiment, sharing in your sorrow, thinking of you, and wishing I could be there to hold your hand. And I stamped that on the vellum. So the first time I did it, I smeared it. The nice thing is I was able to take a baby wipe that right on off, and I stamped the sentiment on there again. And I kind of went back and forth like that, and nothing happened. Um, I touched it and it smeared again. So I grabbed baby wipe, wiped it off. Then I thought, okay, I'm going to be a smarty pants. And I stamped it again, and I got out my heating tool that I use for embossing. Well, when I did that, it dried the ink, but it also melted my paper a little bit, and it wouldn't sit down flat. So here's what I would suggest if you want to do this alternate card. Start first, before you do anything with the card, with the piece, cut out the center, stamp your stamp down, and then sit this aside. I actually let this sit overnight. It's perfect. Nothing's wrong with it. I can now put it right here in the middle of my card, and I can take my two dies like I had planned and put them right here on the corners. And so when I put down this vellum piece, I am definitely going to make sure that one of my dots are going to go right here, and the other one is going to go right here, so that when I put down my dies, it's going to cover it up. Because if I put it here and here, well, you're going to actually be able to see that that dot. So I'm going to go here, so it's going to go in this corner. So I'm going to put one right here in this corner, pull that off, and then I'm going to take the other one and I'm going to put it in the other corner. And I know that I am going to use the sequence that came with the kit on this card also. So I'm just going to go ahead and put one in this corner and in this corner, because I'm going to actually cover it up with the sequins. So I'm not going to worry about being able to see these dots. I just didn't think that you needed to put one right here in the middle. All right, so I am ready to kind of center this and put it down. Don't stick, don't stick. There we go, perfect. All right, and I don't know if you can see that, but right here, you can see these dots. That's why I was telling you to be very careful when you place them down. Then I'm going to grab one of my Stampin' Dimensionals, grab my card, flip it over, and put this beautiful die cut right there. And then, where's my other one? Oh, right here. Gonna grab out another Stampin' Dimensional and put it right here. And while we have this card out and I know that I want to do this, I'm just going to go ahead and grab my sequins. And I'm going to stick one there to cover up that. And I'm going to stick one here to cover up that. And I feel like I need one more. So let's take a larger one. Because you know, they always say you kind of need three. So I don't know. I always hate this part of it. Let's stick it down here. I don't really know where to put it, but that looks good to me. And so there is my alternate card number 2. All right, let's do our final and last card. So I took the Just Jade color card and I went ahead and scored it on the score line just like the instructions said to do. Then I grabbed out my paper trimmer and I trimmed off. How much did I trim off? Let's see here. I trimmed off, it looks like 1 1/4 of this top sheet, just this top part. And you're probably thinking, well, show us, show me what you did. I'm going to show you what I did. I just don't want to show you my whole card. But remember, anything that you trim off, don't throw it away, right? Because you might be able to use it later on. Then, so this is what your card's going to be once you trim that top part off. Then I took the stamp, sorry for your loss, and I used my Mossy Meadow ink spot, and I just did 1, inked it again, 2, inked it again, 3, inked it again, 4. And so I just put sorry for your loss, sorry for your loss, sorry for your loss, sorry for your loss. I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit too much, but I thought it looked pretty. I like the fact that this front card right here was a little bit off. And so yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, then I'm going to come in and I am going to use another one of those bouquets. I wish I had more of these bouquets, I will be honest with you. I love these bouquets, but next week, guess what? Since I'm out of bouquets, I have my stamp. So I'll be able to make my alternate cards using my stamp. So I will just have to color it in. So that will be something to look forward to next Monday when I do my alternate cards then and when they come out. We'll see how we can use that stamp that came with the kit to make our cards. All right, then I just pretty much just kind of put it on here. And I just made sure that when I put my dimensionals, I didn't put them all the way to the corners here because I knew that this bouquet was going to actually hang over a little bit, right? And then when you open it up, you have plenty of room to, maybe this is for a coworker and many people are going to sign this card. And so there's lots of room for little short messages for a group setting. And then I also put sorry for your loss in one of the sentiment dies. You definitely don't have to do that. That's what I did. You could add maybe another bouquet of flowers because the ink set comes with some little flowers as well as some leaves. Maybe that would be pretty. But for this card, I just went ahead and used that. And I'm just going to grab a couple more dimensionals because my kit comes with a lot of them and I can. And I'm going to just pop up sorry for your loss. And then I'm going to add just a couple of these pretty sequins. Oops, that one didn't come up right. All right, right here. I just think those are so pretty. And then I'm going to top it off. Our kit also came with some linen thread in the Mossy Meadow. And I just made a very small bow, nothing big. And I'm just going to use one of my glue dots. And then I'll take off the tag. There we go. And I kind of thought it was cute putting it right there on the actual bow. Just kind of add a little bit of dimension. Now, I will tell you, I kind of messed around with my bow one too many times, and it doesn't look as pretty as it did when it started out because this ribbon actually is very pretty. or this linen string is very pretty and it kind of loops around. So that would be one thing that I would say to you is once you make your bow, don't mess around with it because you can flatten it out. And that is exactly what I did to mine is I flattened it out. All right, there are my 3 alternate projects. Let me pop everything here in the camera so you can see what we came up with. I hope you enjoyed. So we did this one. That could be for a group of people to sign, lots of room for signatures. Sorry for your loss. Then I did sharing in your sorrow, thinking of you and wishing I could be there to hold your hand. That was an actual card that you could open up and use. Then we did a card more like a postcard, and you could sign the back and write a sentiment. So those are my 3 cards for today. These are the 3 cards for last week. Thank you so much for joining me today. Again, if you would like to get your own paper pumpkin, unfortunately, this kit is no longer available, but if you act now, you can get signed up for the March kit. What was it called? What was it called? Here's to you. All right. Thank you so much for watching, and you have a blessed day.